Time and time again, I hear clients of ours and people within our community complain about how they are their business, and if they step away from their business, then the business will effectively close down. And for the better part, they're 100% right, except for one thing. If they had systems and processes in place which help remove them from various areas of their organization, then that would not be the case. Guys, you are going to learn in today's podcast about exactly how you, as a plumber, builder, electrician, whatever, can do that. How you can implement processes, operating procedures, manuals that remove you from the day-to-day runnings of various elements and various areas of your organization. Enjoy this podcast. It is an absolute cracker. Today's podcast has been proudly brought to you by Tradie Web Guys. Tradie Web Guys work with tradespeople only on their websites and marketing solutions to help them stand out from their competition. Everything from web design through to SEO, search engine marketing, content creation, you name it, guys. It is a customized solution for trade-based organizations, and it's fantastic. Head across to tradiewebguys.com.au/apply, fill in the form, and let's have a conversation.
Giving tradies and contractors around the globe the tools to run a modern business. You're listening to Toolbox Talks from the Site Shed. Now here's your host, Matt Jones.
Hello, Marti. Welcome back to the Site Shed podcast.
G'day, Matt. How you going, mate?
I am wonderful. You are joining us today, listeners and viewers, for the second part of the 3 steps on taking your business from chaos to control series conducting with Marti Amos from the Professional Builder across the pond over in NZ. This is the second episode. We're talking today about the ultimate process for removing yourself from your trade business. And yes, listeners, that is right. We are talking about systems today. So you're going to want to tune into this one, because if you're tired of working long hours and swinging the hammer, going home doing all your invoicing, then we're going to teach you how to stop doing that. If you missed the first episode, do go back and check that out. It was how to get booked out 6 to 12 months in advance without competing on price, where in that episode we were talking about a number of different things. First of all, a lot to do with defining your ideal customer and making sure that you're speaking to the right people, qualifying your customers, making sure that you're doing things like charging for quotes or setting up a framework which enables you to do such things, and so on and so forth. But anyway, as always, we try and design these series so they do lead into the next. So if you missed the last one, make sure you go back and check it out. Marti, theprofessionalbuilder.com, at theprofessionalbuilder across social. Thank you once again for joining us. I know you're a busy man, although I know you've got systems in place now, so all you pretty much do is drink cappuccinos all day. However, thank you again for joining us. So in this episode, we're talking about removing yourself from your trade business. It's a topic which I think a lot of the listeners are familiar with. However, very few of them can probably resonate with it, well, sadly. So that whole control freak, my business is me if I'm not there mentality, which holds so many of them back, I'm hoping we can address some of that.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Matt. Great to be here, my man. So our whole mission at the Professional Builder is to help you build a professional building company that's well systemized, that gives you more money and more time. Unfortunately, most people get caught up in the tyranny of the urgent in the making money side, and they don't pay a lot of attention to building the systems that are going to help set them free. Because all a building company is, or any business is, any trades business, is a collection of systems. Systems run the business. We hire and train the people to run the systems the way that we want. And then we as the leader make sure that we create the environment, inspect what we expect, and make sure that we are creating the right systems and processes for the team to follow. And that's all a building company is. And if you just build one system per business or one system per week in your trades business, at the end of 12 months, you're going to have a really well systemized building company or really well systemized trades business that runs smoothly. And the whole key is to systemize yourself up and out of the low dollar an hour stuff to begin with. So get rid of the $20 an hour stuff. And you need to, one of the mantras that should be in your head is delegate to elevate.
One of the big things, Marti, I don't know if we're going to get into this or not, but we do a lot of stuff in the system space for businesses, for trade businesses, for exactly the same reason, just trying to help them, I suppose, at least anyway, make the paradigm a reality to them of, well, you can achieve this if you want. One of my friends and guests who's been on the show before, Darren from the Kitchen Maker, he's got a joinery business here in the Northern Beaches, and he spends 6-8 months a year overseas skiing in Switzerland and sailing his yacht. So it can be done for you guys out there that don't believe it. However, we have found that one of the easiest ways to define, and this is something that I do a lot of time teaching at our workshops, like over in the Maldives next month when we've got Surf and Learn 2019, I'll be teaching this again. So talking about how the organizational chart and structure will help you define what needs to be systemized and what needs to be, where you need to replace you or other members or whatever. And by that, I mean, you've got your departments, you've got your roles, and then within your roles, you've got your responsibilities. And currently you might be delivering on all those responsibilities and all of those roles, but understanding what they are and where they slot into the greater picture will help you bring somebody in to take off that load, and bringing somebody in with a defined job role and defined metrics and defined KPIs. So it's not like, well, come in and do this because I'm too busy to do it. And they're like, well, what the freaking hell am I doing? And then, as we all know, we go down that whole argument conversation of, I can't find anyone good to employ, they're all dickheads, when the reality is you're the dickhead because you haven't equipped them properly.
You have perfectly led into the first part that I want to talk about, which is creating your business maturity date. So the key thing here is we want to set your business up as if it's a prototype for a franchise, or you are making it a saleable entity. So you can decide how much you want to be working in it. So we want to do 3 key things. Number 1, set a target date for your business maturity date. Number 2, decide what specifically does that look like. And number 3, tell everyone about it. And by everyone, I mean your team, to get them enrolled. So what is a business maturity date? Well, business maturity date is where you take your organizational structure, what Matt was just saying, and you work yourself out systematically out of each particular role. So you might have a business maturity date for being the foreman doing on site. And when are you going to hire another foreman? What are the systems and process that he's going to follow? And what is the 1 or 2 key metrics that you're going to measure him by? So it might be forecast hours versus actual labor hours for a job. So if a job was 1,000 hours to do a particular project, how close did he get to that? That might be the 1 key metric that you're going to measure the foreman on, for that and quality, of course. Then there might be next you're doing the estimating or the QSing. So we're going to have a business maturity date of when are we going to hire that next person to get rid of that QSing or estimating in role. So is that role going to be someone that you're going to outsource it to? Is it going to be an in-house junior? Or is it going to be a senior person who might be on 80 to 150K, typically around 120 grand? Then you might have a business maturity date around sales if you want to hire a salesperson, and you get to decide what does that look like. So 18 months from now, maybe you want to be netting $1 million. So if you've got a 20% gross profit margin and you did $10 million worth of work, then your cost of sales is going to be $8 million that you're going to pay out in materials, labor, and your subtrades. $2 million is going to go towards paying your overheads. So if your overheads are $1 million, pay your office rent, your QS, your project manager, your marketing person, your office lady, etc., and you're left over with $1 million, then you've got your $1 million net. And you might decide, great, I want to systemize this in this order, and I'm only going to work 3 days a week. So you might decide that you want to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday and Fridays, you're not working. And that's the goal that you're working to in 18 months. We then help you put together a system of what are you going to systemize first? So what are you going to get off your plate? And it might be the low dollar an hour stuff. So the $20 an hour stuff. So the admin, the invoicing, etc. And that could be a wife, a solo mum, a part-time person, a student, a bookkeeper that you're going to hire for 10 to 20 hours a week.
Or a piece of technology.
Or even better, a piece of technology. So you want to either stop it, automate it, or delegate it. So apply the SAD principle to any area of your business that you don't like, that frustrates you, or you procrastinate on. And then you're going to build out. So our members do a stop doing list when they first come to work with us. What do they hate doing? What do they procrastinate on? And what is below their professional builder rate? So if you took your PBR, this is how you can decide what should you stop doing. So if you took how much money you want to be making, so let's say you want to be making 200 grand per year profit, and you work out you're doing 50 hours per week work. So that 200 grand divided into a weekly amount is, if you're working 50 weeks, that's about 4 grand a week. So we then take that 4 grand, divide that by the number of hours that you're working. So if you're doing, I don't know, let's make the maths easy, 50 hours per week.
80.
Then your professional builder rate is $80 an hour. So anything that is below $80 an hour, you should be paying someone else to do. And this is how you free yourself up to work on the 20% of stuff in the business that's going to make the most difference. Now, you can also apply this. So if you're going to the merchant, you're spending 10 to 15 hours going to the merchant to get materials. If you're doing admin or invoicing at night, when you could hire someone on $30 an hour to do that and not have the torture of doing that. So we want to elevate your professional builder's rate, build a system, and you don't have to have the system built when you hire that person, because we're going to get them to systemize it. There's no way you're going to have them sitting there on the clock twiddling their thumbs. We're going to be help systemize that. And that's what we do, is we give all our members the plug and play templates for each of the roles when they should be doing it. And then you're going to build a structure for their week. So great, it's Tuesday morning, office lady, you should be doing the invoicing from 10 till 12. Okay, at 1 o'clock, we're going over the receipts. At 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, we're doing the pay slips for the guy so that they can get paid tomorrow. So we're going to have a structure to their week.
Do you map that typically in like a calendar format or something? And like, I mean, I know I do that for myself. I have in my calendar, I know exactly what I'm doing at every stage for every day, more or less, which, to be honest, it varies. But at least if you've got a guideline, you've got something to come back to.
Yeah, 100%. So we map that out for members, and we'll have that per role. There's a default diary of what each person, what each role. So what the office manager should be doing on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll put in what are the key tasks that they should be doing. The systems behind them. So like there'll be an 18-point contract signing checklist. So when someone signs a building contract, here are the 18 steps that need to be followed. And that then goes into their systems manual.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Your calendar looks like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they're smart, you automate this as much as possible. Like Google Calendar is great because it gives you a notification 10 minutes in advance of what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So if you want some reading on this, there is an epic book by a guy called Chuck Blakeman.
Not Chuck Norris.
You're massively into books, as anyone should be, is learning. So turn your vehicle.
I just wrote Chuck Norris down.
Chuck Blakeman. And it's called Making Money is Killing Your Business. Epic book. Every business owner should read it. It'll help set you free. It's all about how to build a business that works for you. And that's it right there. Making Money is Killing Your Business by Chuck Blakeman.
Beautiful. I will do a book review on that.
Yeah.
On a side note, did you know Chuck Norris was a builder?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he built the hospital he was born in.
Oh,
Carry on.
Oh, okay. How do you go on from that thing?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
End the show.
So we want to build out your business maturity date. It's going to get passion and motivation back into your business, that you're not just stuck on the builder's hamster wheel or the tradesman's hamster wheel. And then you're actually building a business that works for you, that gives you both more money and more time. Now, how do you decide what systems you should focus on first? Well, number one, you should have a dashboard that's going to give you your metrics. So our TPB, Professional Builder members, have a dashboard. Number of leads, conversion rate, average dollar size of the jobs, gross margin, profit. But then it has a couple of other specific things. How many days off per week are you taking where you're not thinking about the business, and we want to increase that? And how many days are you working in your genius? And your genius, what are you most passionate? What do you most enjoy? So if you're great with clients, fantastic. How many days are you in front of clients? If you love pricing and estimating, which not many builders do, then how many days are you doing that? So we want to work towards more enjoyment in your business, better systems, and getting out of that low $20 an hour stuff that's below your professional builders.
I love that, because so many like you see all this bullshit out there in the marketplace with, systemize your users, get off the tools, do this, get off the tool, blah, blah, blah. But so many of our clients, like when we talk to them about this sort of stuff, they feel like their best time is spent on the tools. So what they need to free themselves up from is all the administration shit, which A, they're not good at, and second of all, it's not productive for the business.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to sit there. I think like so many of these programs and stuff, and people out there pitch this message, oh, get off the tools, when the reality is they don't want to get off the tools. They just need to get away from doing the other shit so they can spend more time on the tools.
Yeah, exactly. So key things are, number one, systemize your business in lines with your business maturity date. So what Matt and I were talking about with the organizational structure, getting out of everything that's below your PBR, your professional builders rate. Number two, have a structure to your week. So is it Monday morning toolbox meetings, construction meeting at Tuesday at 1:00 with the foreman, the QS, and the project manager. So you're just going to put the key things in around personally. So when are you going surfing? When you're picking up, like when I'm picking up I got two boys, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. I take the 4-year-old to daycare and I'll have breakfast with him 2 mornings a week. And then I'll pick him up from daycare 3 afternoons. So that's put into my diary. That's non-negotiable. And then I make appointments with my most important client to go to the gym. And that's myself. Because I know if I don't go to the gym and exercise regularly, it gets well me. So create a default diary, a structure to your week that gives you more energy, more enthusiasm, and gets you dialed in on the 20% of stuff that's going to make the biggest difference to your business. Then lastly, we want to figure out your A to Z operations systems blueprint. And this is a list of all the systems in your company as a job comes in from a lead to as it progresses out and gets code of compliance, the job gets signed off and the people move into their house or have their new deck or whatever built. And it goes through everything from pricing, sales process, on-site, setting the job up, financials, admin, etc., etc. And we treat this like a stoplight. So we go, read what's an area of pain or frustration so it's not working well at the moment. And that needs to be systemized straight away. And then we plug and play our systems into that. Orange, what needs attention in the next 90 days? So it's a bit of an area of frustration. And green, what's working fine and it's fine from now. That's how you're going to plug the holes in your business, because there's no point tipping in more leads and more marketing if you've got a problem with productivity on site and your jobs are running way over time with labor hours are blowing out.
Yeah.
There's specific strategies that we need to take in order first to improve that productivity on site. So first, incentivize the foreman that he's going to get back 20% of the labor saved. So if the job comes in 1 week under budget, you've got 3 guys at $50 an hour, so there's $6,000 there, and the foreman drives the job hard, and he brings it in 1 week under budget, then he's going to get 20% of that $6,000. So he's got an extra $1,200 so he's happy on, say, a 10-week job. We've got an extra $4,800 that we can put in our back pocket, and that crew should be able to do that at least 4 times during the year. So instantly we've made an extra $24,000 just by doing that.
Yep.
Next, we would also work out tracking forecast versus actual. The guys fill in their labor hours at the end of each day at 4:45 when they're down tools, and then incentivize them and let them know in the toolbox meeting, hey guys, in terms of doing the framing, it was meant to take 100 hours. We're only halfway through it, but we're at 75 hours. How are we going to pull back these next 25 hours in the next 3 weeks? Otherwise, no one's getting their bonus.
Do you use technology for that? Do you recommend technology for that?
Yeah, so we use
Pen and paper?
Have you got a plug? I'm sure you've got a plug that you want to What would be some great technology that you would recommend?
No, I don't actually. I'm curious. I mean, there's loads out there. The reason I ask, I just don't know if there was anything. Like some guys use, Google Data Studio and Google Sheets and all the spreadsheets, or some people use just.
So, like, lots of people are old school and will use like Microsoft Project, which, you want some Gantt or time-based ones for running your projects. There's plenty of project management software out there, Buildertrend, CodeConstruct, Rave Build, Beam. There's hundreds of them out there. And then in terms of systemizing things, we use a Australian company actually called Systems Hub, and we put our...
Dave, he's been on the show heaps of times.
Yeah, he's a good bugger, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good mate of mine. Yep.
Yep. So we recommend that to our members, and also that's what we use in our business for systemizing things. But basically, you could even just draw out, get a chart. I can make this available if people want a systems blueprint of your business. It gives an A to Z of everything in your business on how to systemize it. And then you just picture, read what's the biggest area of frustration, and then build the systems or insert the systems from a suitable company, like the professional builder, into your business in that area to get it working well. And once you've plugged that hole, then move on to the next area. That's the next biggest source of frustration.
So guys, Marti's going to leave a bunch of resources behind in case you didn't hear the last episode. He's going to have you can get to his business page through the site shed, which is going to have a bunch of resources on there. You'll be able to get to it through the resource page or the show notes for each of these episodes.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. So once you've got your A to Z mapped out of what are all the systems and what order you need to do, the next thing is to start appointing who are the people who are going to be running those particular systems, and make sure that it's very visible what their metrics are each week. So we want to know and show our numbers on how each particular role is performing. So when you have a foreman meeting, the foreman needs to reporting how well is their project going relative to the timeline and any foreseen problems coming up, health and safety, etc., etc. Now, no one will want to look bad in front of other foremen. So that's a great way of having your guys report their project. You can just do that over Facebook Messenger. You can do that in-house if you're in a smaller town, etc. And it makes a massive difference. So one of our members, Alvin Chisnell, he's just been off to Europe for 6 weeks.
It's a great name. Should be in a band.
Yeah, he should
Alvin
be.
Chisnell.
And the Chipmunks.
And the professional builders.
He's put all these systems in place. He landed 2 jobs while he was away, and he was able to have the business, his team run the systems. Business went phenomenally well, and he came back to a business that was running better than when he.
The dream.
I know. Crazy, right? But only because he was laser-like focused on plugging the holes. What system do I need to insert next? What's not working well in the business? Plug and play the systems into there, train the team on how to use them, and then hold the team accountable.
So in the beginning, when I was talking about having the organizational structure, roles, responsibilities, etc., do you tie it back to that, or is it a different framework, different approach that you guys use?
Yeah, 100%. We tie it back to that. So everything comes back to the organizational chart for your business maturity date. What's the role? And then that links to the process map, the A to Z of operations, of how does a job proceed through the job. And you can put on the process map who from the organizational chart is responsible. So at pricing, you might have the QS, the foreman who's going to be running that job should actually be pricing the labor hours as well. The QS, the construction manager, and the foreman. So they can then see who is dependent at that stage of the work and how does that flow through.
And in terms of like communication and like the communication between those 3 examples that you use then, do you use project management for that, or would you recommend it instead of bloody emails and lots of crap?
Yeah, 100%. Like project management software will change your life. Yeah. Give you a classic example, right? Like let's say you couldn't do the waterproofing in the shower on a Tuesday, right? Because instead of you having to talk to the tiler, the plumber, the other sub-trades involved, the sparky, etc., what you do is adjust the timeline. It shoots out an email to everyone. You can decide whether the client wants to get that as well. And then everyone knows, hey, the waterproofing can't come till Tuesday. The client sees the update, and life is 1,000 times better instead of carrying around all that guff in your head.
Any business that has more than one person working in it at any point, I just think you just got to have project management.
Yep, 100%. Yep. Yeah, and for businesses like ours, we'll use project management software like Asana, Trello, Basecamp, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And for the guys, a lot of the clients out there, listeners out there as well, you may not necessarily need project management like Marti and I would use in the running of the business, but then even job management or on-site project management will help you, like you were saying before, build a trend, all those kind of things. They still deliver a similar sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Moving along.
Yeah. And I guess lastly, you want to make sure that you've got all the specific systems on site So we've covered quite a few of the office ones. You want to make sure you've got your on-site systems like a 287-point quality assurance checklist, so that when the council comes around, your foreman's already gone around and you're not having to check him. You can just look at the checklist to know that he's done it to the right level. So you take it through him first to show, hey, this is to 3 mil tolerance, that's not to that tolerance. And then he takes you through it the next time, and so that you've got confidence that he's got the skills. Do you have the job broken down by stage? So are you filling in your forecast labour hours versus the actual, what the guys are actually working on? Are you back costing in real time? So you know, great, hey, shit, we're a little bit off track here. We need to pull back in 30 hours over the next 3 weeks. Do you have handover checklists for your sub-trades to fill in? Do you have daily site logs for your guys of what they worked on? Do you have weekly task analysis sheet? Do you have rules of the game for your team of how you're actually going to behave on site, getting your time slips in, etc.? Because you don't get what you deserve in business, you get what you tolerate. So you need to inspect what you expect. And the easiest way is to have clear systems and processes that everyone needs to follow, because that's how the business runs. And then you're not having to rely on finding those awesome people, because they might up and leave, and also they're bringing their ideas and their systems as opposed to your business, your systems, your processes on how it should best be run. And then ideally incentivize them for when they hit the key milestones or do a great job. So we've got some incentive schemes as well.
Just on that, what are the rights and wrongs of incentivizing? For example, you know, when you offer a sales technician an incentive to, instead of going to the job, sell one product, sell two, and let's take the piss and end up sending 10 and the client doesn't really need it.
Yeah. Yeah. So some key things with incentives are: 1, make it simple; 2, make it transparent; 3, do the numbers in advance, so you know that this is going to be, you know, make sense if they hit these milestones. I've done incentive schemes before where I end up paying a marketer something like 150 grand, and they weren't worth anywhere near that. So we want to make sure that it's simple, it's transparent, the numbers make sense, and if you can get other people's buy-in. And it might not be money. It might be that, hey, if we finish the job on time and under budget, we're all going out for a day's fishing, right? And we're all going to jump on the fishing boat. So that's what I'd recommend. The foreman should be incentivized more, because he's going to be 80% of the success of a job. And our members will incentivize him either 1, straight cash; 2, 20% of the labor saved. So if he's able to bring in one job a week early, and that guy had 3 guys at a charge out rate of $50 an hour, so you got $6 grand's worth of labor, he's going to get 20% of that $6 grand that's saved. So he's going to get $1,200.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, at the end of the day, as long as it's all numbers driven and it's based off, I suppose, if you want to call it KPIs or whatever you want to call it, yep, but it's based off deliverables.
100%. Yep, KPIs and KPAs, so key performance indicators and key performance actions.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Well, mate, that was great. Did that wrap the episode up?
Yeah, mate.
So that was the
golden nuggets.
So that was the ultimate process for removing yourself from your trade business. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was full of information. As I said, Marti's going to leave a bunch of resources behind for you. Go and get them and get into their communication channel, because there is far more than he could possibly leave behind, which is going to be available to you. Theprofessionalbuilder.com is the website, and that was the second part of the 3 steps on taking your business from chaos to control series. Marti, Amos, you are going to be joining us for the 3rd and final episode, which will be coming up. That's driving more profit from your projects. We will look forward to that. Listeners, if you have any questions or if you'd like any more information on anything we spoke about, by all means, jump into the Facebook community if you're not already there. Marti's in that group and he will definitely be part of that conversation. And also, I'm sure Marti would be more than willing to jump back on the show and answer any questions if you have anything specific. Marti, thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Pleasure, as always, talking to you, and also to the listeners out there as well.
That is a wrap. Thank you for listening to another episode of Toolbox Talks. If you're liking what you hear, then you can head across to thesiteshed.com, where you can join our community by signing up to our Toolbox Talks. You'll get sent a weekly notification, which is basically a highlight of everything that we've spoken about during that week, along with any other industry news that may be relevant or specific to the trades. If you're enjoying the show, you can head across to iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud, where you can leave us a review. That would be fantastic, and all the reviews get read out in the show. Likewise, if you have any friends or colleagues that you think would benefit from the show and the episodes that we create, then please go ahead and share it with them.